Ladies and gentlemen, step inside the time capsule. We're going back to October of 2024 to dissect my official election prediction from last year, Donald Trump, Kamala Harris. Uploaded on October 5th, so 1 month before the election. So let's see here how I did on my predictions state by state, or I guess just swing states here. So let's do it right now.
All right, let's start down here in Georgia, a state Trump narrowly lost in 2020. He's polling pretty well there against Kamala Harris right now, up by about 1 to 1.5 points. I will go with slight Trump victory here in Georgia, the peach state, and he hold on to that just like in 2016. So really Trump's goal here is to recreate his 2016 map.
Yeah, that's a good call there. So I said recreate 2016 for Trump there. He did just that in Georgia, brought back those voters he lost in 2020 and won the state by about, I think, 2%, 2 to 3% maybe there. But honestly, it was pretty much over early in the night for Georgia. It was comfortable. In my mind, it was barely a swing state, honestly. I know Biden won it in 2020, but really, it was always going to flip back to red in 2024. So pretty easy prediction there for me. And then going over to Arizona.
Map, which would involve obviously winning North Carolina, Georgia, and then the Rust Belt, plus Arizona. Speaking of Arizona, let's go over there right now, where Trump is also up in the polls, but there is a Senate race where Kari Lake is way behind. And will that drag Trump down? I think a little bit. It's going to be close. I don't see either candidate getting 50% here in Arizona. I think
Yeah, I nailed that perfectly. No candidate got 50% in Arizona. Obviously, Kari Lake lost her race. I said they would split the ballot here, and Trump goes on to win Arizona, like I said here.
Libertarian might get 2% in Arizona. Trump probably gets around 48.6, and I would say Harris gets around 48.4. We'll go with.
Well, I think Trump got like 49.8. Harris got like 48, so it was much wider margin than I predicted here. But yeah, I said Trump would win without getting 50% there. It's going to be close, but Trump does take Arizona.
Small Trump victory.
So far, 2-0 on the swing states in 2024. Look at me go. I'm on fire. Can I keep it up? I'm a freaking election wizard.
Nevada's a big mail-in ballot state, I think. And I just see the demographics there favoring Harris. You know, she's from California. Nevada's right there. I know the whole,
My reasoning, Nevada's right next to California, so Trump's going to lose it because Kamala's from California. What am I? What was I on here? Too much cold medicine.
I'm going to Vegas in 2 weeks, so I could change my mind once I see, the area. But I will go Kamala Harris for now in Nevada.
It's my first loss there. So the moment the early vote came in Nevada, but like 2 weeks before the election, it was over. Trump was leading the entire time. He never trailed in Nevada there. It was a done deal. Totally flipped that state easily. I had Kamala winning it. I don't know why. I just thought it was blue state, I guess. But yeah, my first L right there.
This could be a crucial state down the road. This could be, we'll see.
It was not a crucial state in the end. Nevada was meaningless.
Carolina, obviously recovering from that bad hurricane still. Trying to get polls there right now that are, real.
Hurricane Helene back in September, the flooding in North Carolina was crazy. It was never going to affect the election, though. Just stuff like that, you overreact to it. But really, once it comes down to it, people's minds are made up by that time. It's just not going to change. It's not going to change the needle or whatever.
People are out of power, and, it's been a horrible thing.
Not going to move the needle.
On everyone's mind there. You can really make an argument for either candidate here about, the hurricane recovery. Personally, I think the administration has done what they could with the hurricane. It's like you can't just go in there and fix everything right away. It's dangerous, and there's landslides and things. It's hard to find people. But guys, Trump's won it twice already, and even if Harris has a good year in North Carolina, I think the numbers still favor Republicans there. I'll go Trump in North Carolina, like 1.3, 1.6%.
Yeah, it was never going to be a close one. Trump won by about 3% in the North Carolina. It was never really a swing state, honestly, in my mind. The demographics there just lean GOP right now, just the overall trends. This one was pretty much a lock. I know some people saw an upset there for Harris, but there was just never a doubt in my mind Trump would win the Tar Heel state of North Carolina. That was always a lock. Ever since pretty much 2020, he was always going to win it in 24.
Honestly, it's people say it's a toss-up, but really the numbers there, they favor the GOP
repeating myself
still.
now. Basically, it's the same thing.
Trump's campaigning there, but really, I
said
think
in October.
Trump just focus on the Rust Belt right now. North Carolina's pretty much locked down. It would take a lot to flip North Carolina for Kamala Harris, and her campaign just doesn't have the momentum right now.
She needed a big night there. The night was just not good. The moment the first counties came in, like Kentucky, Indiana, it was like, oh my gosh, she is underperforming Biden right now. And it was getting pretty ugly there by about 7:30, 8 o'clock p.m.
So here we are, 262 for Trump. He needs one more state to win this election. The problem is we go to the blue wall now. The blue wall, which Obama held, which Biden held in 2020. So let's start with Wisconsin. Now in 2022, in a very good environment for Republicans, the Democrat governor won that race by about 4 percentage points. I just can't see Trump turning the tide here. It's going to be close. It's going to be 49.8 to 49.3. Very close election. I think Kamala Harris holds Wisconsin. I think economically it kind of leans Democrat still, and she has some appeal there with the manufacturing and union jobs.
Wrong. Just totally wrong there. Trump got all those voters, and he won it. It was close. Like the overall margin of victory, probably like 30, 40,000 votes. But yeah, I was way wrong on that one.
And I'd see Green Bay. I see Milwaukee as left-leaning towns. I will go Harris by
I don't know
about
why
half percentage point.
I don't know why I thought Green Bay would affect the vote. Is Green Bay even a big city, honestly? I don't even know.
And let's do Michigan.
I don't know about
Michigan's a
Wisconsin.
strange one because Harris was leading very big in the polls there. Till really in the last couple of weeks, Trump has narrowed it. The same thing he did in 2016. Kind of out of nowhere, Michigan became a swing state, and Trump campaigned there on the final night of the election at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and he won it by about like 20,000 votes or whatever in 2016. It was a shock to the system. I still think it leans blue. I really do. I see this being within 2 points, yes. I would go Harris by about 1.4 to 1.8%.
Wrong. Just way wrong there. It was within 2%, but just totally off base there. I missed something there. It's like the same thing people missed in 2016. I didn't see the numbers there for some reason. I was missing. I guess I just didn't believe the polls because the polls said Trump would win Michigan, but I didn't believe it. I didn't see it. And yeah, it shocked everyone on that night, but really it shouldn't have been so surprising to us that Trump would win Michigan again. So far I've missed 3 states that Trump all won. Totally underestimating him here.
Probably getting about 50.2% of the vote there in Michigan. She gets enough in the big cities and she wins Michigan. So just like we all predicted, 6 months ago, this election comes down to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it was always down to Pennsylvania no matter what happened. And once the thing happened in July with, the attempt on Trump, it changed the momentum there. And as we'll see here, you'll see how I rationalize my decision in PA.
It's always been Pennsylvania, really since 2020. Everyone's known that. Ron DeSantis said, Pennsylvania is the keystone. And here we are sitting, a couple weeks away from the election, and it comes down to Pennsylvania. So Donald Trump had a rally there in Butler, PA. His return rally after the assassination attempt in July. I've never been there. I've never been to Pennsylvania. I don't know what.
Yes, I think the day of or the day before this video, Trump was there with Elon Musk on stage. The meme with him jumping up in the air. That really changed Pennsylvania. All the money coming into the voter registration there in PA with Elon's fund and everything really changed it. And as you'll see here, I foresaw that coming. And obviously Trump won Pennsylvania pretty easily at the end of the day.
The ground is like there. I know Western PA versus Eastern PA is so different. You have that like ridge or something, mountains in the middle, and the Allegheny Mountains up north and all that. And Erie, it's such a weird state geographically. There's so many different cultures there. The Amish are there. And then Philadelphia.
The Amish voters coming out for Trump. Yes, I saw it coming, guys. Look at me, I'm a wizard.
It's close to New York. It's such a unique state. But guys, the last couple of years, the GOP registration numbers have been so good in Pennsylvania. It's trending red. I know they had the Senate race and the governor race in 2022. Dr. Oz lost narrowly against Fetterman.
R.I.P. Dr. Oz.
That was kind of unexpected there.
He ain't dead. He's just gone.
I had a prediction here. Who's going to win? The polls are literally tied right now in Pennsylvania. Let me take a drink. I'm trying to envision it right now on election night. And what I see is Trump being up by about 600,000 votes.
Why am I meditating? I'm like seeing a vision in my head. It's crazy.
But I see about 1 million mail-in ballots.
That's why I justify my gambling. I see a vision in my head.
That election, then she would need to win like 60% of the mail-in ballots or 70%. It's going to be neck and neck, really. You're going to see a Trump lead on election night, and then mail-in ballots start coming in, being counted the day after. I think it'll be decided on Thursday.
No, it was decided 7th. That night. Pretty much by midnight, Trump won Pennsylvania.
And I think Trump wins by about 80,000 votes in Pennsylvania.
Let's check that.
And he wins the election with 281. It's going to be so close. It's going to be a nail-biter coming down to one state, counting the mail-in ballots a couple days after the election. We're going to get recounts. There'll be recounts for about a month.
So I said 80,000 votes in Pennsylvania. Trump won by about 120,000. So really not off by much there. I was pretty close in my prediction. 80,000, 120,000 votes. Yeah, I was within like 1%. But Trump won on election night there.
Pennsylvania, maybe even Arizona and Georgia. It's going to be exciting to see. But right now, my gun to my head prediction is Trump winning with 281. I could see Harris winning Arizona.
But guys, that's it. I predicted Trump to win the election. I got flamed in the comments. Guys, you could have won so much money putting it on Trump. Guys, follow me. I'm a wizard, election wizard, sports wizard, whatever. And follow the Instagram at Pacillac. I'll link it in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye.